Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is Selena. Welcome back to one of my videos. So if you're new to my channel, my name's Selena and I release crochet tutorials weekly. So today I wanted to bring to you a gorgeous hooded shawl. So there will be plenty of pictures and the free pattern on my blog, selenaveronique.com. So don't forget to head over there for the full effect. So this is it. It's a triangular shawl. I'm going to try and show you as best I can on camera. And it's got a hood on again. I will be linking in the down bar everything that I've used and my blog and so on for the pictures. So basically this is a really easy pattern. I used for this 4 skeins of Lion Brand yarn Heartland in shade Isle Royale, I think it would be pronounced, and I used a 6.5mm hook. I also needed a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, as well as two stitch markers. So I used some pieces of yarn that I had, but you can use any stitch marker that you prefer. And that's it. I am personally going to add onto this project a button. I will show you what I'm going to do at the end of this tutorial if you're interested. I will be popping it at the front just because I think it adds extra depth. So you can do that too, but that's totally optional. But if you want to do that, you need a button. I will be linking the dimensions of this in the down bar and my blog. And you will be needing some thread also, but that's it. So this is a really easy pattern. It's a V-shaped shawl, and I did add a shell stitch border, so I'm just going to show you, which is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this yarn and this pattern, and this is the hood. So yes, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So to begin your pattern, you will simply make a slip knot. So just go ahead and make your slip knot. Pop your hook through, and you are going to be chaining 4. So just chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. So once you've chained 4, you are simply going to be slip stitching through the first chain like so to form a ring. And once you've formed your ring, you are going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and this counts as your first double crochet. And we are simply going to be placing 5 more double crochets within this circle. So just go ahead and place 5 double crochets into this space. So once you've placed your 5 double crochets, you will have also this chain 3 here, which counts as your first double crochet, so that would be 6 double crochets total. So you chain 3 plus 5 double crochets. Now you are simply going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and go back into that circle and place 6 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 6 double crochets into that. So I've just finished my 6 double crochets on this side, and this is what your first round will look like. So yeah, so it's really nice. So you've got 6 double crochets here, chain 2, 6 double crochets here. So now for round 2, we are simply going to be chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we are going to be placing, and this goes with this first chain, but what we are going to be doing now, because we want to make this shawl larger as we go along, we are going to be placing we are going to be placing a double crochet inside the first stitch, so that creates 2 double crochets together, if that makes sense. So just go into that first stitch and place a double crochet into that, and that creates 2 double crochets together. Now we're going to go into the next stitch and place a double crochet into that, and into the next stitch and place a double crochet into that, and the next, and into each and every double crochet along, you are going to be placing another double crochet on top of that. And once we reach the chain 2 space, we are simply going to be placing 2 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and directly into that space place 2 double crochets like so. We're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and place 2 more double crochets into that chain space. So go ahead and place 2 more double crochets, and this is what we have at our center. And now we're simply going to repeat what we've done on the other side. So place a double crochet into each and every stitch across. So just very simple. It's a very repetitive and easy pattern. There's nothing complicated about it. So there you go. And in the last double crochet, which is also the chain 3 from the previous row, you will be placing 2 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that last stitch, and this is what our row 2 will look like. So you see, gradually our shawl or wrap will be going bigger and bigger. So now for row 3, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this turn our work, and this counts as our first double crochet, and we're simply going to be repeating this pattern over and over. So we're going to be repeating row 2 that I've just showed you, so just go ahead and place another double crochet into that first stitch, and then into each stitch across 1 double crochet. So basically it's just a repeat of row 2 that we are going to be doing over and over until we reach the chain 2 space, where I will be showing you what to do there. There we go. And once you reach your chain 2 space, you are going to be placing 2 double crochets into that. Chain 2 and place another 2 double crochets directly into that space. And now we are going to be placing a double crochet into each and every stitch across. So basically it's just a repeat of row 2 that we are going to be doing over and over. So I'm just going to finish this row. Here we go. So we're back at that chain 3 from the first stitch, and we're just going to place 2 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that. There you go. And I'm just going to take my hook out to show you. And this is what you will have. So basically this is the pattern. You will be repeating row 2 until you reach the number of rows that I will be indicating on my pattern that you can download for free at selinaveronique.com. I've not yet counted how many rows I have, but I will, and I'll write that on my blog and on my pattern. And you can make it as big as you want, this shawl as large as you desire. So I'm going to show you how to do the border with this sample. However, you will be doing the border once you've finished all your rows. So basically for your border, it's going to be a shell edging. So just simply chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet, and we're going to go inside that first stitch once again and place another 5 double crochets into that. So just go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that will be 6 double crochets total inside that stitch. Then go 1, 2 and 3 and skip those 3 stitches right here and go into the 4th and place 6 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 6 double crochets into that. And skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets and go into the next 1 and place 6 double crochets into that. And then skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets and go into the next and place 6 double crochets into that. So this is the top. So obviously our shawl would be a lot larger and we'll have placed a lot more stitches within the border. But once we reach the top 2 stitches, we're going to place a cluster of 6 double crochets, which forms our shell on the top of this chain 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I hope this makes sense. So this is what it's going to look like, and now we're just going to repeat the same process on the other side. So just skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and go into the next and place 6 double crochets, skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and place 6 double crochets into that one, and then skip 1, 2, 3 and go into the last stitch and place 6 double crochets into that. I'll meet you at the end of this row. So I've just finished my border, and this is what it's going to look like. So I think it looks really nice. So now we are simply going to be snipping off our yarn and tying a knot. So just pull this end through here and place a knot, and there you go. Obviously ours will be a lot larger. And now I'm simply going to show you how to make the hood. So now that we've finished the shawl and we've finished the border, I'm going to show you how to make the hood. So to make the hood, it's really simple. So you have to place your shawl like this, and this is the center of our shawl, and this is the top, which is straight. And we are simply going to take our measuring tape and place it directly at the center here and measure 9 inches right here, which is also 23 centimeters, and place a stitch marker. So I'm just going to go ahead and place my stitch marker in that stitch right here. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Just measure 9 inches on the other side here and place a stitch marker on that stitch, like so. You can place whatever stitch markers you prefer. And this is our, this is where we are going to be working our hood. So from here to here is where we are going to be crocheting our hood. So what you are going to be doing is where you've placed your stitch marker, just attach your yarn. So I've just attached my yarn, and we are going to start making single crochets along this edge, and this is what I call an unequal edge, which means it's not the right side of the stitches. So basically just pop your hook through, chain 1, and this counts as our first single crochet. Okay, I've zoomed in. So this counts as our first single crochet, and we are simply going to be placing single crochets along this edge, like so. So just go into each and every stitch along that you find. Okay, so I've placed, so I hope you can see, so I've placed 26 single crochets along this edge until the center. So basically I still have this other side to do with single crochets, but I just wanted to count the number of stitches that I'd made just to indicate it to you. So just make sure you place 26 single crochets until that edge, and then from this center to the other side, make sure you also place 26 single crochets along there so that it's equivalent. You wouldn't want to have one side of the shawl with more stitches, if that makes sense. So just go ahead and place your single crochets as best you can along this edge. Make sure you have 26. If you have less or more, it doesn't really matter. However, it does matter that you place the exact same number of single crochets on the other side. So I'm just going to let you carry on, and then I'll meet you back for row 2. Here we go. So I've placed the same number of single crochets on the top of this shawl. So now I'm just going to show you row 2. So for row 2, we are going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet, and we're just going to turn our project around like so. So I'm going to try and be as precise as possible on screen, and this counts as our first double crochet, and it goes with this stitch right here. So we're just going to go into the next stitch and place another double crochet into that. So just go ahead and into the next stitch place another double crochet, and into the next stitch place another double crochet, and you are simply going to be placing a double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of the very beginning stitch that we did, and just count. I'm going to do that. Just count that you've got 26 on this side and 26 on the other side. Yeah, and I'll get back to you for row 3. Okay, so I'm gonna try and show you as best I can on camera. So I finished my row of double crochets on the top of the shawl, and I've just counted them, and I've got exactly 52, which is 26 times 2, which is exactly the number that I want. And yeah, so basically now what we are going to be doing is row after row of double crochets until you reach row, I will be writing that down on the screen because I've not yet finished all my rows, but I will be writing it down. So just repeat row 2, 1, 2, and 3, and like I said, I will be writing down on the screen the number of rows that you need before I'll show you what to do for the rest of the hood. So chain 3, turn your work, and simply double crochet into each and every stitch across. So this counts as your first double crochet. So you're going to go into the second stitch and place a double crochet into that, and then into the next, and into the next, and you're simply going to repeat this over and over, and I'll meet you back once we finish the right number of rows. So I'm back and I finished the hood. So I've not yet sewed it so that it looks like a hood. I just wanted to show you how it looks before we sew it. And I've left a long tail for sewing. And what we are going to be doing to make it look like a hood is pop the needle through the yarn, and now we're simply going to fold this like so. And this is going to create our hood, and we are going to be stitching this seam. So I've just zoomed in just to show you how I'm going to stitch. So you're going to place both corners like this, and you're just going to pop your hook through, not your hook, sorry, your needle, and you are just going to go from one side to the other, just sewing in your hood. There we go. So I'm just going to let you carry on until the end of the seam, and then I'll show you how to fasten off and finish your project. So just sew up to here, and then I'll show you what to do. So I've just popped one last stitch in, and you don't want the top of the shawl to look too bulky. So what I'm going to do is pop my needle through this stitch, and now I'm just going to tie a knot quickly, just one knot, just to secure it gently. And now I'm just going to be tidying up my loose end, so I'll just let you tidy up your loose ends. And yeah, so this is it. We finished our project and our hood. So here we go. I've just turned my hood inside out and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I still need to do my loose end, and basically this is it. We finished our pattern. What I am going to do myself personally is add a little button onto my shawl at the collar. So I'm going to place it on myself and then measure where I want my button to be, just because I think it'll look really nice. So this is totally optional, and I'm just going to stitch this on here at the top and with a needle and thread. And I just wanted to say that just in case you were wondering. So I'm just going to place it like that, just so that it gives it extra depth. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and see you next week. Bye bye.